Hello and welcome to the Yogis Pod. Before I get into the questions, I want to talk about how easy it is to project the perfect spiritual image on YouTube or social media. I have seen people do it. You read a few spiritual books, and I swear you will be able to fool most people into believing you are a spiritual teacher. You're not fooling me, but that's a different matter. But it's very easy to peddle watered down spirituality. Say some nice, catchy, motivational, inspiring, semi-deep quote and throw in some serene music in the background, and you have the perfect spiritual personality. And depending upon the group of people you're trying to appease, you may tweak what you're wearing and the kind of language you're using. Well, all of it is a sham, all of it soulless, and reaffirming your personal beliefs and your religious beliefs. I see this so often. It's very funny to me when two people in the spiritual community meet. They go, "Oh, you're glowing, your aura is so beautiful." And the other one says, "Oh, you're such a wise soul and you're so vairagya." This is in fact a simple transaction of you scratch my back and I scratch yours. You stroke my ego and I stroke yours. Zero substance in this equation though. The actual work is tough. It is never going to be pleasant to have your ego hurt and deflated and to have your dreamy ideas of what you call spiritual and your worldviews broken and shattered. If it hurts, find the truth in it. If it's comforting, find the lie in it. This is a quote by Naval Ravikant. If all of this spiritual talk is authentic or not is one's own responsibility. The only ones missing out will be the people who are pretending. But still, I felt I should say this so that you don't project your ideal spiritual self-image onto me. And then you won't like it if tomorrow you found out I don't meet your expectations. So me being authentic in saying things which are in my understanding and being as transparent as I can be in this public forum is my personal responsibility and my sadhana. Your responsibility is to take the understanding and make it your own. That is the only thing of real value here, that you take what is useful and what makes sense to you and discard the rest. So don't put me or anyone, and I mean anyone, no exceptions, on a pedestal, and don't look down upon anyone. Because it doesn't matter what you do, you will end up dehumanizing the person. This is not medical advice. I am not a doctor and I'm not a guru. Disclaimer over. Let's start with the first question. Namaskaram. My name is Christina and I'm so happy to meet you today via YouTube. And now she goes on to some of her personal details, so I'll leave all of that out. Thank you for all the information you provide in your videos about the Isha Yoga Center. I honestly feel a calling to go there and be a part of it. On the other hand, I think I totally understand the reason you left. You had a longing for more, I think. You wanted to continue to serve humanity in another way, maybe elsewhere. You want to do the work with the same principles or values, but your way. If I'm wrong, please correct me. So my drama is my one and only attachment. My 9-year-old daughter. I'm a single mom. I would never abandon her. I'm here to protect her and help her in every way possible to continue her life as a free soul, just as she came in this world. I would not have this dilemma if she was 19, but now I'm responsible for her. I often think about Viji and the decision she made to leave when her daughter was just 7 years old. But her husband was Sadhguru. I don't think I can compare. Anyways, do you know if there is a way to be in the ashram with my kid? This will be difficult too in many ways for me, but at least I'll know that I don't have to wait for another 10 years to do what my heart is calling me to do. I hope I didn't bother you too much with this email. I will wait for an email by you and your wisdom. Thank you again, Pranam. Well, first of all, thank you for the respect and trust, Christina, that you have given me in this email. I will try to help you the best I can. So, it is clear to me how much you love your daughter and how important her well-being is to you. Being a mother is one of the highest forms of spiritual practice one can do. I really mean this. You're responsible for shaping a whole new consciousness. No poet, no painter, no artist, or a musician has such a great responsibility. They shape their art and that's it. But to shape a human being is definitely higher, in my opinion. Because spirituality need not be something you practice on top of mountain or in an ashram. It is way closer to us than we realize. It is in our day-to-day lives that we can implement spiritual wisdom and really practice it. I'm saying this because despite your love for her, don't see her as an attachment. I'm sure you know better than me the joy and fulfillment of being a mother. But I thought I should just mention this. Having said that, there is definitely a place for your longing of the ashram as well. I'm glad to see the urgency in your tone. You say you don't want to postpone it another 10 years, and you shouldn't at all. I know so many people who are thinking of addressing their spiritual aspects once they're retired. Once, they have a family, they have earned their $100 million, billion and they have that car they always wanted, etc., etc. And when they have no life left in them, post-retirement age, as their last priority, they will give to their spiritual self. This plan is also just a fantasy, by the way. They won't actually do that also. So if this longing has come, it is a huge blessing. And fulfilling it is also going to be an even bigger, better blessing. Now, coming to your concerns, as you mentioned, Vijima, I don't think you should be concerned with that. Nothing will happen outside of your conscious will. Since the whole process is about making whatever is unconscious into the conscious process, from your action, emotions, your thought process, and to the ultimate and the highest level of that, they say, is making even the process of birth and death conscious. So don't fear the success of your sadhana. Nothing will happen outside of your will. And that is also something very rare that people decide to do. Because so many masters let the body play out its karma like most of us have to. So take it just as an opinion, because I cannot know for sure what your path entails. But I wouldn't be concerned about this if I were you. So many monks and other grihastha people, other people who are in family situations, are going all out in their sadhana. I haven't heard of anyone facing an issue of this kind. Now, coming to the logistics of it, I feel one should explore step by step. There are so many ways to get involved with Isha if you choose to do so. From doing the program step by step, all the way till Samima. Maybe the long-term stints, if you're unable to right now, short-term ones you can do. Each programs is a few days at the most. Go through them one by one, and then you have the option of volunteering, which I feel, in my opinion, is very underrated. Because it's such a beautiful experience, and volunteering allows you to experience each program in a much more deeper level. And also see, it's not like a full-time volunteer gets more out of it than a part-time volunteer. Furthermore, the world is not divided into full-time Isha volunteers and non-spiritual people. At least I don't see such distinctions. And one shouldn't look at these things in such a calculative way. I hope you get what I mean. You should see how some of these people who come from nearby villages in the ashram, how they come and how they respond to Sadhguru. Educated people don't think much of farmers from villages. Well, I think these guys have a different kind of fire and receptivity in them. And they don't know all of this, full-time, part-time, what is spiritual, non-spiritual. They don't know all of this. Yet they seem to get a lot more out of it than many sophisticated, highly educated minds. So I would say, as you involve yourself, much more will be revealed to you. And then you will be able to take the next step according to your own insight. Because our physical involvement may differ and may vary from person to person. Someone may be in a situation where they cannot spend all their time in the ashram, but that doesn't necessarily limit them in any way as long as the process is alive and you carry that flame within you. So no drastic step is needed all the time for everybody. And yes, this is coming from a person who is very drastic in his approach. I see the irony in this. But the last thing I would like to say to you is that what someone told me way back in my initial years of obsession with spirituality, he explained how a drop of ink makes water a very beautiful sky blue color. But if you dump the whole bottle of ink in the water, it will become very dark and murky. So just a few spiritual fundamentals, if one strives for, and that is set within themselves, that is all that is needed for most people to make their life beautiful. So take care, Christina. Hope this helps.